Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and the Incredible Hulk, issue number 27. I don't know how I'm going to get through this review. I really don't. Guys, I straight up cried while reading this comic book. When I got to a certain point, like there's still tears in my beard right now, trying to dry them all out. This was no, there are no other comic books out this week. This is the only comic book that came out this week. Holy crap, how did I fall asleep on Philip Kennedy Johnson writing monsters in the Incredible Hulk comic book? Wow. If you don't buy this comic book, you, yeah, you'll regret it. You will regret not experiencing this comic. It wasn't just reading it. Let's talk about who made this comic book. We'll go on from there. So this issue is called The Falling Down Tree. Philip Kennedy Johnson is the writer. Kev Walker on pencils. Cam Smith doing inks. And Matthew Wilson on colors. VC's Corey Petit doing the letters. Nick Klein on cover art. Bunch of variant covers out there. Yeah. Buy them all. um, there's a hotline at the bottom of this. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that. I try to just go into these comics clean, not knowing anything. And wow, it hits you hard. Wow. So I did start this comic by reading the preamble, the forward on this, the mini forward. Charlie Tillwell, because I haven't read this comic book in a while, but I remember Charlie, the chick who eventually turned into a harpy of some sort. Charlie Tidwell was the Hulk's only friend and biggest fan until Bucky Barnes came to visit. As the Winter Soldier was looking for Banner in relation to a series of disappearances involving gamma mutates, but the Hulk fully in control. But with the Hulk fully in control, he left empty-handed. As Bucky departed, he gave Charlie a piece of advice. It's better to break up a team than to be pulled in a direction you don't want to go. With Bucky's words and her concern for Banner eating away at her, Charlie descended into the Hulkscape, where she found Banner being subjected to unspeakable torment as Hulk's prisoner. Horrified with what she saw, Charlie abandoned the Hulk, refused to let herself become a monster in his company. Now Hulk is well and truly alone. Well, he did say, "Leave me alone." That is kind of the Hulk catchphrase, "Leave Hulk alone." Everybody thinks it's Hulk smash. No, no, no. That's what he says after he says his true catchphrase. I'm joking, but yeah. So I'm glad she finally figured this stuff out, right? There's a lot of abuse in these comic books, a lot of, parental abuse. And that usually seems to mean fathers parentally abusing. Guys, let me know how this comic book series has been going so far because I've missed so many issues. I hope I don't make that mistake again. I really do. This, I knew the series was going to be incredible with Johnson on this book, one of the absolute best writers out there. He just wrote something recently, just last week, that made me want to jump on Hulk again. So when I saw Hulk come out this week, I'm like, well, duh, I have to get it. That was perfectly timed. My God, so much good stuff coming out. Man, I hope I'm seeing more than just dads being beaten up or beating up kids in these comic books because I get it, but moms can be kind of cruel also. So I don't know. I don't know what kind of experience Philip Kennedy Johnson has with that, but yeah, I hope he does expand his palette a little bit. Anyway, this comic book. Listen, I'm not going to spoil this comic book. All right, I'm already almost 5 minutes into the book. I am not going to spoil this comic book in any way, shape, or form. Anything that I may have said already, okay, but I want you to understand like I really had to get through this comic. I didn't read it, I experienced it. Once I realized what was happening, why it's called the falling down tree. Because all I was thinking was that it's going to be the typical thing where, oh, look, there's a monster out in the woods and da 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 da. And it completely blindsided me what really happened in this. Wow. Johnson is one of the best things that's happened to comic books in a really long time. Holy crap. Comics don't have a right to be this good. If, oh man, I can only imagine if Jim Shooter would have gotten his hands on Philip Kennedy Johnson. Whew, could you imagine what comics would be produced then? That would be an unbeatable duo. Unbeatable. Like, yeah, the Frank Millers, the uh, the John Burns. There were all these different, Jim Shooter guys. Nope, nope. This would have surpassed all of that. Wow, this is so eerily good. And I'm gonna say this: if you don't know every single power that the Hulk has, then you're not gonna understand what's happening in this book. You have to understand from the very beginning what all of Hulk's abilities are. I'm going to try and remember to link my short. Have been doing shorts for a couple of months now, and I've got them planned for a while. A whole bunch of shorts explaining who various comic book characters are. Right now, I'm on Spider-Man villains, but I did one for the Hulk. I think it was one of the first 10 that I did. You have to understand everything the Hulk has done. So go look at that short. It's 60 seconds or less. You'll understand everything you need to understand about the Hulk to be able to understand this comic book before you read it. Blew me away. Again, I had to get through the comic book. Um, yeah, I wasn't at the point of getting choked up, but I also couldn't see anymore because of how much the tears were coming out of my eyes. Such a great experience. The emotion was real. Johnson proves once again, and this is not the first time Philip Kennedy Johnson has made me cry reading a comic book, man. Sometimes I think I should just expect it. I should just get a box of tissues to the side and be like, yep, it's time to Johnson. He's one of the best out there, man. One of the absolute best. A person who could write a comic book and make you feel what he wants you to feel. Very few people have ever experienced that level of putting, and it's not by something as simple as, oh, he killed the dog. Yeah, we've seen that too. No, comic books don't get this good, except the very rare occasion when they do. This would have to, without reading anything else, with already going by what I have read, this would have to be my pick of the week. This, but it goes so far beyond pick of the week. This is one of those things where if somebody wants to say, hey, what's a good comic book I could read to let me know that it's not just people punching people and da 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 da. Yeah, this one. Incredible Hulk number 27. Oof. Yeah, I gotta go to the doctor now and get my feels checked out. Because wow, this was a gut punch and then a slap in the face and spit in the back of your neck. Holy crap, this was good. That visual is pulling me right out of it. But anyway, loved this comic book in every way imaginable. This is what this medium was built for. The visuals, the writing, everything that could come in between. This is a movie between covers. Love this. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. If you don't buy this comic book, don't ever talk to me again. Love you a long time. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Like the video, watch an ad. Comic Book University. Class dismissed.